Hi Joe, the DFS has landed for the Oropesa Tin Project in Spain. The numbers look good. You must be happy.
Yeah, absolutely, Gareth. Wow, what a moment. We finally got this away. As you know, it's been a pretty long journey for us to get this DFS out, but we're thrilled with the results we're able to put out to our shareholders. As it's out this morning and pretty fresh, I'm just going to reference a couple of numbers, but 270 million MPV using a very conservative tin price. We've used $30,000 as the base case. That's about 30% below the current spot price of tin, which is just under $39,000 US overnight in London. So for us, we think we've used a very conservative price. So to get a $270 million MPV, when you're a $20 million market cap company, using such a conservative price is fantastic. So when you use a price anywhere closer to the spot price at the moment, we're looking at a $587 million MPV for the project, and IRR's up around 40%. So for us, extremely compelling, right?
If I could jump in there, I mean, you have done a conservative pricing. Tin pricing has been strong for a long time. How do you see pricing working out over the next few years?
Well, let's be honest, tin price is quite a volatile one. There's these markets out there, so we think choosing a conservative price of DFS is absolutely the right thing to do. However, if you actually start looking at the supply and demand thematic, it's hard to see the tin price dropping much below this for long periods of time. Obviously, using a lower tin price means that you can remain cash flow positive, even in the moments where it does tick down, but the thematic is strong. We're big believers in tin, and so are a lot of our shareholders.
So talking numbers, where else do you draw attention to? What are some of the numbers that shareholders should take a closer look at?
Yeah, so the scale of the operation is pretty similar to what we put out in our scoping study a few years ago. We mine about 1.3 to 1.4 million tonnes of ore per year. We put that through ore sorters, which means we get about a 0.5% grade tin going into the front of our mineral processing plant. That's about 1 million tonnes a year. Out the back end of the processing plant, we produce about 5,400 tonnes of tin concentrate, which has about 3,400 tonnes of contained tin in it. The base of the DFS is supplying it through to our smelter 200 k's away. Smelter we've got an option agreement over, so a nice bit of vertical integration for us there. So mine to metal within Europe, within Spain, which is obviously very strategically important in a world with tariffs and trade wars and all that going on. To keep it in one geographic location is fantastic.
You've struck some very good partnerships. The one to the north of you, I won't attempt to pronounce that, I'll leave that to you, but certainly Atlantic Copper in the south. Some major partnerships, you must be pleased about that.
Yeah, so I guess talking through that's a great idea. So the base of the DFS is sending the tin concentrate through the smelter to the north. It's Roble Lledano. Again, apologies to my Spanish colleagues who will be watching me say that word. That's the base of the DFS. But recently we have announced, as you say, an industrial partnership with Atlantic Copper. Atlantic Copper is about 220 k's to the southwest of us. Atlantic Copper is owned by Freeport-McMoRan, the 6th biggest mining company in the world. So, they are building an e-waste smelter. It's backed by the EU, just recently named a strategic project within the European Union under their Critical Raw Materials Act. They've got a lot of government support. They're the biggest industrial employer in the whole of Andalucia. So for us to have formed a partnership with such a significant group in Spain and obviously in the global mining industry is incredibly powerful for us. So for us, two options to smelt primary tin within the European Union. No one else has got that at the moment. So yeah, we think we're very well placed.
Well, talking Europe and being vertically integrated within Europe and being close to European consumers, with tariffs coming into play and sort of trade wars being talked about across seas, it makes you more well positioned, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. The political reasons are there, as you've said. The strategic reasons are there, but I think what also underwrites all good businesses is there's a good economic case as well. Currently, and let's see what happens with these global tariffs, these tariffs brought on by the United States, Europe already has a tin premium. So about $1,000 above the London Metals Exchange price is paid for tin delivered within Europe. So for us, being the only primary tin project within Europe, we will be able to sell our metal into that market for, roughly at the moment, $1,000 above that 38,500 tin price from overnight. So huge economic incentives as well as the strategic and political benefits that we've just covered.
Yes, certainly I get the sense that Elementos is distinguished on a global front with regards to its resource and the opportunities that are in front of the company. I'm also think the other thing that distinguishes Elementos is, you know, your project background, but also the chairman's background, having been a major leader at Bechtel, a global project development company.
Yeah, I'm extremely fortunate to have Andy Gregg as my chairman. He's also a major shareholder. He holds about just under 20% of the company, so he's put his money behind his belief in the project. So yeah, he worked for Bechtel for 35 years. For those that don't know Bechtel is one of the US's largest engineering construction firms. Private company, certainly takes on very large contracts for the major oil and gas companies, contracts with the BHPs, Rios, Anglo-Americans of this world, big EPC lump sum turnkey contract, as well as lots and lots of contracts with the US government. So Andy's background of working for Bechtel and his 11 years of running their metals and mining division is extremely valuable to us, and having his name and his money and, you know, him playing the critical role of chairman in our company is absolutely beneficial to Elementos.
Yes, and the project certainly sounds well within both of your wheelhouses. Shifting gears, you've announced approvals are gaining momentum. Where is the status of that?
Yeah, so yesterday, I guess it's been a big week for Elementos, or a big couple of weeks. The Atlantic Copper Partnership, we extended our tenure at the Oropesa project. We yesterday submitted our primary licenses for the project. That is following, you know, quite a long, lengthy consultation project with the government and the mining and environmental departments. So we are putting in these permits with a level of confidence that we have pre-negotiated an acceptable disturbance footprint and layout for the project. So we're very excited to get to the next stage. So as I said, they were submitted yesterday or 2 days ago in Spain, announced yesterday. The next stage is me. I'm going to get on a plane, we'll go to Spain. We have our Spanish team already engaged, but we'll sit down with the government very soon and really plan out what the next 6-12 months looks like, taking us through to those critical 2 licenses that we're seeking, being the mining licence and environmental licence, approved and in our hands.
So, chunky DFS numbers for the Oropesa project, approvals underway, a great team behind you. It must be exciting times ahead for Elementos.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess we can't forget we're also drilling in Tassie on a very exciting, you know, silver, gold, copper, tin target. So for us, there's a lot for our shareholders to look forward to and a lot of momentum building behind the company.